So my name is Brett Smith. I'm the Associate Director of the Lehigh University Small Business Development Center, and we are not one of the traditional certified agencies that have been up here so far this afternoon, but we are a resource based here in the Valley that can, help walk you through this process, answer your questions, and really my role here today is to talk about certifications in general and really some tips, reasons why they're important, and just things to look for before you start applying and where we can be of service. So the Small Business Development Centers, for those who aren't familiar, it's a nationwide network. We're actually funded at the federal level through SBA, so we are one of Shannon's resource partners. We're also funded at the state level through DCED. We have 18 offices here in the state of Pennsylvania, and we're all a unified network, so regardless of whether you're up north, out west, down south, we all provide the same set of services that anywhere, and these services are no cost, confidential, one-on-one consulting. Anywhere from startups, so if you're brand new or you've only been in business a couple years and you're trying to get through that process of being a new business, to financing assistance, so if you're a company that's looking to access additional funding through a lender or a local loan program, we have resources in place to help. And we also have government contracting assistance as well as international trade for those who are looking to export. So the main reasons why to get certified. So, everybody's been up here so far talking about their different programs, the resources they provide. The biggest thing is preparation. Okay? This is the biggest reason to get certified now or as soon as you think you might be. Because if you're already looking for the RFP and you see it out and you need to be certified, it's probably going to be too late to get that certification. Okay? Most of them are going to take at least 30 days to get your application, but some of them you can look 3, 6 months to a year. So you want to make sure that if you think you're going to be doing business with PPL, Air Products, Crayola, the federal government, state government, that you're looking at these certification programs now to make sure that you have what you need to be able to do business with them. Additionally, just from a marketing standpoint, these are all recognized certifications, whether it's WeBank, EMSDC, they're all recognized, so you can add them to your capability statement, put them in your email signatures, market your website with it, because a lot of companies, and even if you sell directly to consumers, that means a lot to them. Okay? So even if you're just selling to the private sector and you're not looking to do business with any of these agencies, it can still be beneficial, for the recognition and for the programs that they offer as part of your membership, as part of your certification. Additionally, you get access to resources. Like the EMSDC and WeBank mentioned, there's a lot of resources, and the DBE Support Center, there's a lot of resources that you can use and tap into that you wouldn't otherwise get if you weren't part of these organizations. Okay? Additionally, you get access to private sector supplier diversity opportunities like PPL. I presented at their program last year. It's a really great program that they offer. They work with all different types of businesses. They have a concerted effort to do business with diverse businesses. So you want to make sure, if you want to look at these larger companies, see what certifications they need, see what opportunities there are, because it might get you a contact that you didn't otherwise have. Additionally, you're getting access to the set-aside contracts. Like Shannon mentioned, federal government does 23% of their business with small businesses every year, and that's a requirement. And even Pennsylvania has goals that they look to do with diverse businesses, and I'm sure every other state does as well. And that 23% equates to about $96 billion every year. So even if you think, okay, they're not going to buy what I sell, there's a good chance they're going to. And even if there's not something for you, in this current fiscal year, you want to keep looking. You want to make sure that you're prepared so when that opportunity does come along, you can access those set-asides. So usually what I recommend to clients when I work with them before they apply for a certification is really, just go through a couple of certain steps. First is know your target market. This is going to be the biggest one. Because as you saw from all the certifying agencies that were up here this afternoon, they all have different requirements. They're all accepted by different people. So you want to make sure that you have the right ones that you need. Okay? Because if you want to do business with PPL, they accept certain certifications. If you want to do business with the state of Pennsylvania, they accept different certifications. Some of them are the same, some of them are going to be different, but you want to make sure, going in and saying everybody's my target customer is not the way to go about doing that. So you want to make sure that whether it's talking with us or talking with the agencies themselves, make sure you know what certifications they require and that you're getting the right things so you're not wasting money, wasting time, that you're getting what you need to be effective. The biggest thing is get your house in order with your documentation. Okay? They all mentioned it, and again, there's not enough time to talk about the documentation that they require, but you want to make sure everything that you put in that file after you started your company and probably haven't looked at since, they're going to need it. Okay? So make sure you find everything they're asking for, even the stuff you don't think they'll notice is missing, because they're going to find it. I can tell you, I've worked with clients that have gotten every one of the certifications that they talked about today. No matter if you can send in the perfect file, they're still going to ask for more information and clarification. It's part of their vetting process. It's what they do. Okay? So you want to make sure you have it all. It's going to be less of a headache for you, less of a headache for them. It's going to make things go a lot faster. As they also mentioned, determine your ownership and control ahead of time. Okay? This is especially, the biggest example I use are husband and wife companies, because this will happen where, one is 51%, the other's 49%, and you get this issue of who actually owns and controls the company, to make sure that these are in order before you apply, because that's going to be one of the biggest things that they look at. Okay? Control is more than 51% ownership, as they all mentioned, and some of the things you want to think about. Who negotiates your contracts? Who signs your checks? Who makes the strategic decisions? Who does your sales? Who's the primary contact that people will interact with? And who's the key knowledge for the company's operations? Okay? If you have a husband and wife company and you're looking to get your woman-owned certification, if the wife is the 51% owner, but the husband's running the business, that's not control. So you want to make sure those things are straightened out, or at least that that you have justifiable answers for why things operate the way in your company, to have that conversation, because again, they're looking for this because they want to make sure that you're who you say you are, and to prevent fraud and make sure taxpayer dollars and company dollars are being used wisely. Just some important notes about certifications. Make sure you plan ahead. Again, like I said, you're looking at easily 30 to 90 days as a target. It could be more, could be less, depending on their workload at the time. But again, there's usually only a few people in each office that are doing these certifications. They get a lot coming in. You want to make sure that you're not looking to, again, if the RFP is already out, you're too late. A big thing that we stress, certifications are not a magic wand to contracts. Okay, if you go and get your women-owned business certification, Greg's not going to come up and call you and say, hey, I have about $6 million in contracts, which ones would you like? That's not how it works. Okay? Just because you have your certification does not automatically mean you're going to get business out of it. You still need to be a quality business offering a quality product or service that they need. So you need to make sure you're doing your market research, you need to make sure you're making contacts and know what those businesses or agencies want. Especially if you're doing business with the government, a lot of those forecasts are out there. There's plenty of market research data available. Certifications can, however, tip the scale in your favor. I always say it's a plus, it's not a differentiator. Okay? It's not going to win you a contract. Okay? Just having that certification alone is not going to win you the contract. You want to make sure that you have the value that they need at that time. They're going to be buying, they already are buying what you sell from somebody else. So they want to know what makes you different in addition to that certification. It can get you contacts that you may not have otherwise had, but you want to make sure you're using it for the value that it has. And the two biggest things I usually add in there too is market your business, not your status. Okay? A contracting officer or a supplier, they're going to know, either looking through a database or from your capability statement, that you have that certification. So let them know why, in addition to that certification, why they should be doing business with you. Okay? And just lead with value, not with your acronyms. So the services that we provide, what we can do is we can talk about your certification options. So if you say, just for example, you could be a minority woman veteran and decide, well, do I need all 3 certifications? Which one do I want? Do I need the formal certification? Do I need to pay for one? Do I just need to self-certify? Just knowing what's out there, we can help talk through that. And at least understand, that's why knowing your target market's important. Because if you want to do business with Pennsylvania, but not the federal government, you may need different things, more formal certifications than you might think you do. We can help review your documentation prior to submission, talk about red flags. What I say is, we're not lawyers, we're not the certifying agencies, so we can't guarantee that you're going to get that certification by working with you. But what we say is we basically reduce your chance of getting denied. Okay? We can go through and say, okay, from our experience, this is going to be an issue that they're going to raise. So understand, we can talk about those things ahead of time, because if you go and apply and they end up denying you, you're usually going to have to wait before you can apply again. Okay? So make sure that you're using your time wisely, getting your documentation in order, getting everything straightened out beforehand. You can answer questions about the applications. Again, they're the certifying agencies that were up here, they're the experts on their process, but we can certainly help answer questions. And if they come back, they're probably going to come back with a request for clarification on something, okay? Because again, they're crossing their T's, they're dotting their I's. We can help with that. Just if you're trying to figure out, does this answer their question? Is this what they're looking for? we can help walk you through that and at least, again, be a way to help you not get denied. So again, we are based here in the Lehigh Valley. We cover Lehigh, Northampton, Upper Bucks, and Northern Montgomery counties. We're based right at Lehigh University up the street. Our contact info is there, but really everything that you need to know is on our website, sbdc.lehigh.edu. You can feel free to take a picture, write it down. Jasmine and I will be back in the back with cards and information. So if you have any questions, please feel free to come back. And thank you.